You may already know that when you add a difference calculation from over here, it's predefined to be a difference between the last two columns. But what if it should be a difference between the first two, Q1 and Q2 instead? Well, let's try that. You will need to go to this Advanced Calculations option. Now it takes the crosstab, puts it into this calculation editor. When you right click, you have these options for inserting a calculated row or a calculated column here. If you do this, insert measure, it'll put in a calculation for each of my quarters. Right now, let's do the column. There it is. First, let's just change the name and let's do what we did with the other difference calculations. So it diff from Q3 to Q4. And over here where it says 0, delete that. And now you can do a point and click. So if I just click here, it inserts the syntax for reference to my Q4 column. I'll do a minus from the keyboard and then click my Q3 column. There you go. Notice here D-1 and D-2 is a reference to D-1, the last column, and D-2, the second last column. We can actually use that knowledge to something later on. Right now, let's just do an OK, and we can check that the calculation is fine. Yeah, so let's do another one based on the difference between Q1 and Q2. So a new calculated column, give it a proper name, diff Q1 to Q2. And over here, get rid of that. And again, point and click Q2, minus, click Q1. There you go. And also notice the syntax D-3 and D-4. So this one is okay. If I click OK one more time at this point, I'll just get back to my dashboard. Now the last calculation here, you can grab it by the header and start dragging, and maybe it should be placed right here. So yeah, it seems to be fine. It's doing the calculation according to Q1 and Q2. Now, this knowledge about how to refer to these columns, maybe we can use that in another way. So if I add my growth percent, we may already know that this one is based on the difference between the last two columns. You can see the syntax here is rather complex, but it's taking into account coming from a negative number to a bigger negative number. What would that be? A positive or negative growth. I'm just going to rename it here at first. So this one is growth Q3 to Q4. Now I want to add growth Q1 to Q2. So I'm adding another growth percent. Right now it's producing the same values. I'm just going to change the title here. Now we need to change the references here, and with the knowledge we got, we know that D-2 and D-1 are referring to Q3 and Q4 respectively, and we want to refer to Q1 and Q2 instead. So that would be a matter of shifting everything 2 to the left. So this one should be D-4 and this one D-3 instead. And then apply this, and then you're good to go. So the rather complex growth percent calculation was actually quite simple to modify.